what his brother was up to. If his brother didn't never steal from me, on Hoover, he stole from me, and on Westside Hoover, I went to fuck for that mother on my money. It just so happened that his brother didn't come, so I had to deal with old Boosie. And just like you see him on TV, he cocky. Oh, but see, he didn't understand. They're in the building with 200 Hoovers, and I'm Gumby Hoover. Ain't no Boosie Badazz in here. Gumby Badazz. Hoover though.
Yeah, that's the guy. Either he's a genius or he's the wildest risk taker on the internet right now. Nobody's moving like that, mixing street logic with internet talk the way he just did. He might have outsmarted everybody or set himself up for something he can't walk back from. And here's the crazy part. What he said online might just be one of the most reckless things a person could ever say out loud. Let's break it down. When it comes to money, one rule always stands. You gotta chase it, earn it, spend it smart, and then double back to collect what's yours. That's exactly how OG Hoover Gumby been moving. Not like one of these young hotheads chasing clicks, but like someone who's been around the block a few times. He's not impulsive, he's strategic. So when Gumby said, what he really meant was that he's thinking long game. He's saying, if we go after dude right now, we lose the bag. Because once the hype fades, nobody gets paid and the opportunity's gone just like that. That shows maturity. He's not just reacting emotionally, he's calculating every move. Gumby's the type to stop, breathe, and think before jumping into chaos. He knows the internet loves drama, but he's not about to ruin his own play for a few viral moments. That's OG energy, knowing when to stand tall and when to fall back. So when realization hit, he paused like, wait a sec, this ain't even about ego, it's about business. That's when the older mindset kicked in, understanding that control means power, not chaos. But here's where it all starts going sideways. Because once emotion gets mixed with logic and people start reacting online, everything spins out fast. And let me tell you this straight up. This is exactly why people call me the hood lawyer. I'm about to give OG Hoover Gumby some real advice that he better take to heart, because it might just save him from a whole storm later on. I can tell he knows what he's doing. He's not talking reckless for no reason. It feels more like he's putting everybody on notice, setting the record straight before things get twisted up. That clip he dropped, that was nearly 5 months ago now. Time flies, but the internet never forgets. And if you ain't seen it yet, go peep Real Tune. That's where the money talk happens. Real conversations, not just gossip. You can tell by the tone in that room. There's big energy and serious people behind the camera.
In his defense on Hoover, he was outnumbered. We're in the green room. It's Boosie, it's two bitches, it's Stunner from Vegas, his bodyguard from Grape Street. And I think like the road manager. Yeah, on Hoover, that's the nigga road manager. I told that nigga in my eyes again, bitch, slap the shit out you on Hoover. Like, it went bad because he's mad at Jay-Z now. I ain't never met Jay-Z before. I'm from Hoover. I'm off Cold in the Fig, nigga. I don't know none of these people you talking about. But your brother just made me pay $7,500 more out of my budget. I need to holler at Groove. So he doing the whole Boosie shit. And I understand that I'm approaching. What's up, bro? I'm gonna be out through the concert for you. I don't want to hear all that shit. I need my back end. I don't understand what you talking about back end. I approach him again. Over Boosie, listen. Wait, bro, listen. You know what I'm saying? I just got out of prison. I explained my whole situation to him again.
But here's where things get wild. A new interview just dropped, and that's when it hit me again. Is this man a genius or just plain reckless? Because he started speaking in a way that had everyone in the comments going, wait, did he really just say that? See, once you start mentioning anything that sounds even close to gang business or street dealings, that's where things get messy. And let's be real, the authorities are active right now, especially out in LA. They're moving through neighborhoods, keeping eyes on everything. For a person already holding a record, even a simple online statement can turn into a huge misunderstanding real quick. That's why I'm saying he's walking a tight line between brilliance and disaster. The way Gumby twists his words, it's wild. He knows how to talk circles around people, like he's saying one thing but meaning another. It's clever, but dangerous too. Now, here's where things take a wild turn. And honestly, this is the part that got everyone shaking their heads. Because what OG Hoover Gumby said next, man, it sounded straight up risky. He's connected to the feds right now. He's under their system, and he's still out here talking like that on camera. What are you doing, bro? That's one of the most questionable moves I've ever heard. It sounds like he's hinting at street retaliation, and that's exactly the kind of talk that brings heavy attention from the wrong people, and fast. That's why I keep saying he's got two options, play smart or play reckless. And if I was in his corner as that hood lawyer, I'd tell him the same thing I'm about to say right here. It's subpoena time, brother. You don't fight fire with chaos, you fight it with paperwork. That's how you really win. If somebody owes you or broke an agreement, pull out those receipts, recordings, messages, contracts, whatever you got. You line that up and make it official. File a lawsuit, and when they call your name in court, you walk in calm, clean, and ready. That's the grown man way to handle business.
He shut me off again. I'm sorry. He shut me, he shut me off again. And, at that point, I kind of like got upset because it was a miscommunication. Like, me and Groove ain't got no issue. I'm looking for the nigga to throw my hoes, and you interfering. And it kind of like, see, I ain't no bitch. I got the whole recording. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna send it a little bit to you. I'm gonna send it a little bit to you. I hope this ain't no bitch. You know what I mean?
You're too experienced, too seasoned to be out here stirring up internet storms. Gumby should be getting his bag the legit way, not giving interviews that sound like setups. And here's where it might secretly be genius. Because deep down, I think he's already planning that move. He's smart enough to know how the system works. He's probably putting all the pieces in place behind the scenes while the world debates what he meant. So yeah, maybe this is all part of his plan. Serving notice in his own style, letting certain people know it's time to pay up. But here's the warning, and I hope Boosie Badazz hears it too. Once those doors close, those papers will be waiting. Somebody gonna slide that document across and say, hey, Torrance Hatch Jr., I need my check for this, this, and that, and you already agreed to it. That's how the real power moves happen. But here's where the real problem kicks in, and this one could get tricky.
That's why he went on and fired the bitch Q Hoover that night. He said, book me at Boosie.com. Some real nigga shit. But at the end of the day, on Hoover though, when Grove was allowed to leave up out of the room, and how that actually played out was that I explained to him after I caught his attention that his brother had stolen from me. And I showed him the bank account and I explained to him what happened. And he agreed that he never received that money. And saying his brother TQ was on some fat shit and me and him was going to do business.
OG Hoover Gumby, you said straight up that you didn't personally handle business with Boosie Badazz, that everything went through someone else. You even mentioned that Boosie told you, if you want to handle anything with me, go through my site. So right there, you're dealing with a middleman setup. And that changes everything when it comes to accountability and contracts. Now, the money you handed over at that concert, that's a completely different situation. Because if it didn't go directly to Boosie, but he still pulled up to the event, performed, and acknowledged the setup, then legally it gets messy. A smart lawyer could easily argue that Boosie was aware of what went down, especially if he showed up in person knowing payment was made under his name. That alone could make a jury raise an eyebrow and say, yeah, he might share some responsibility here. Think about it. If there's footage of him at the show, interacting, tagging the event online, or even promoting it through his Instagram, that counts as notice. It means he knew or should have known what was happening. That's how fast business can flip from a handshake deal to a courtroom discussion. So in that sense, Gumby's not crazy for thinking there's a case. He's just got to play it smooth and stay professional because one wrong word online could throw the whole thing off.
So if you see the footage from the concert, me and Lil Boosie went out and did a whole duo. Over. Guy said, but at the end of the day, our business is still not finished. Over. I lost $52,000 in the concert and I need my money from TQ, Lil Boosie. What's the nigga name? Blue Contrail. What's the nigga name? Blue Contrail. No, that's the bitch that was in the nasty work. We used to see it. The fuck yeah. What's the nigga name? Young Luke. That nigga there. I need my bread.
It's either one of the smartest long-term setups he's ever pulled or one of the most careless public stunts imaginable. But let's not ignore this. The situation might actually work out for Boosie too, because if they handle it right, both parties could end up settling, keeping things quiet, and walking away with money and respect still intact. Nobody wants to see two veterans tangled up in something that could have been solved over paperwork and conversation. Now let's keep it all the way real. This whole situation between OG Hoover Gumby and Boosie Badazz could go either way. Right now, it's like a chess game being played in public with every move getting watched and replayed online. Gumby's not some rookie off the block. He's been through real battles, real contracts, real consequences. He knows that one wrong statement could flip everything upside down. So when he speaks, even if it sounds wild, there's usually a strategy behind it. You can tell he's putting the spotlight exactly where he wants it. But let's not act like Boosie doesn't know how to handle heat either. That man's been through decades in the game, and he's one of the most outspoken voices in the culture. If anyone can spin a messy situation into a win, it's him.
My manyan. I need all of that. Hoover. You mentioned Boosie going to the federal penitentiary in California.
His son going too for that switch.
His son got caught in,
I heard his son got caught with a switch.
but not in California.
Nah, wherever they was at. I don't give a f. You get caught with a switch, bitch, you going to that place. You're there.
How do you think he's gonna be treated in like California? Is it like you have to join a gang, or because it's the feds, right?
The tricky part is they're both experienced, both proud, and both too deep in the spotlight to back down easily. And that's what makes it so fascinating. Behind the cameras, lawyers are probably already preparing statements, contracts, and screenshots. Everybody's trying to secure themselves before the next interview drops. That's how these things go. One clip turns into headlines, one headline turns into paperwork, and before you know it, you got a whole courtroom watching social media clips as evidence. So here's the reality. Gumby might actually be playing 4D chess. While folks think he's just talking tough, he could be quietly setting up his legal power move. And when that happens, it's not gonna be about who talked the loudest, but who documented the smartest. At the end of the day, both these men built reputations that reach far beyond drama. They represent years of grind, pain, and loyalty. But in this new digital world, every word counts. One slip can cost you money, but one smart move can flip everything in your favor. Now here's where things start getting even more unpredictable. The tension between OG Hoover Gumby and Boosie Badazz ain't just about money anymore. It's about pride, power, and how the story gets told. Every time one of them speaks, the blogs light up, fans start choosing sides, and suddenly the narrative starts spinning faster than either of them can control.
I mean, I don't really know how he's gonna be treated, but I guarantee you, if a nigga bust them doors open, the first Hoover nigga that I know that know me, that know anything about me, gonna be asking about my violence. I can guarantee you that. I need my hooves on West Side. Hoover niggas is supposed to be going to the federal penitentiary area where my homeboys is at on Hoover niggas, but they gon' one way or another, nigga gonna meet me, nigga gonna have to speak up for what they supposed to speak up on Hoover. Nigga, I need my money, TK, TQ, whoever that was in your inbox. What's the name?
Oh, the Boosie's brother.
I don't give a f. I need my money.
That's the danger of mixing real life business with internet commentary, and once it's out there forever. And Gumby, he's been moving like someone who's got a bigger plan in motion. You can tell he's thinking beyond today. Every interview, every post, every quote feels like part of something calculated. He's not emotional. He's setting a stage. But still, the way he words things sometimes makes people nervous, because one slip could have people twisting his message all the way around. Boosie, on the other hand, has always known how to navigate chaos. He's lived his whole career in controversy and somehow still manages to flip it into a win. Tours, interviews, viral clips, you name it. But this time, it feels different. This isn't just a misunderstanding. This is paperwork talk, money trail talk, where every detail matters. What's wild is how much the fans are feeding this back and forth. Whole forums are breaking down every sentence, trying to decode what Gumby really meant, or if Boosie's silence means he's planning a move of his own. It's like watching a digital courtroom where public opinion becomes evidence. At the end of the day, both these men are veterans who've seen it all. But this moment right here, it could define how they're remembered. As legends who handled business like bosses, or as icons who let the internet control the story, if I'm Boosie Badazz's lawyer right now, I'm not even hesitating. I'm hitting that screen record button immediately. Yep. Every clip, every soundbite, every word is getting saved, because this right here could turn into a full-blown case study.
Talking about slandering you, I don't gotta do none of that. I need my bread. You did some whole bad business. They try to make it seem like, oh, some janky promoter or some other bullshit. No, your brother ran off with my money, Boosie. Boosie, he ran off with my money. Remember that? I'm the nigga that showed you who stole your money. Remember that, Boosie? I need my hooves, bro, on Hoover. I need my hooves. Going to the penitentiary area, you know what I'm saying, the federal penitentiary area, on Hoover. Somebody gonna answer about my money, I promise you.
OG Hoover Gumby went on tape and confidently declared that he's connected with one of the most known street organizations in California. Out of his own mouth, he said, everything that happens in Cali, they blame the Hoovers. Now think about that for a second. That's basically admitting public association with a group that already carries a reputation. That alone gives Boosie's lawyer everything they need to raise serious legal concerns. Because now the argument becomes Boosie's not just in a disagreement, he's potentially being mentioned in a situation that could be seen as threatening to his safety. And if that gets presented in a courtroom, the judge has to take that into account before making any kind of ruling. This means Gumby might have just handed Boosie a massive advantage without even realizing it. The judge would have to think, if this man has real connections and he's mentioning Boosie publicly, is there risk involved? And just like that, Boosie's legal team could use that as grounds for protection, leniency, or even a change in custody or sentencing terms. That's wild when you think about it. The same words that might have been meant as a warning could turn into a legal shield for the other side. And you know what's even crazier? The way Gumby talks. It's almost like he knows exactly what he's doing. Like he's playing both sides, part street logic, part business strategy, and hoping people catch the deeper message. And on a side note, it's funny how life circles back. I can relate. Someone once owed me over $50,000 too. And trust me, that kind of frustration can push anybody to the edge. But even then, you learn. Emotion and business don't mix. Because once you let words fly in public, those same words can be used against you in ways you never saw coming.
I promise you, I need my bottles, bro. The last thing I heard me and Boosie talked about is, look, bro, get with your people and my people get with yours. We're going to work it out. That was years ago. I ain't forgot. I need my bottles. I lost $52,000 in that concert, bro, on Hoover. And on top of that, I showed that Boosie supposed to be a real nigga. I showed Groove your brother was stealing from me. That's how he learned that his brother was stealing from me. Because the nigga stole from me and I wasn't going for it. On Hoover.
Don't go playing the holy card or acting like some preacher on camera. Gumby got to stop that noise and keep it tight. Talking religion and street ties in the same breath just makes things messier. He should have kept his tone cold and legal. Announce a lawsuit, collect receipts, and let the courts handle it instead of turning into a viral sermon. That's the move that shows control, not shouting scripture into a mic. If Gumby wants results, he should say, I'm suing and mean it. File for emotional distress, show the money trail, and demand compensation for losses and reputational damage. A straight civil claim could easily hit 6 figures if the proof lines up. Receipts, messages, and witnesses. That's how grown folks settle this type of beef. Paperwork, not theatrics. And listen, Boosie's team will be watching every clip. If Gumby keeps making veiled statements that sound like threats, that's the exact thing that can flip the story against him. Judges and lawyers pay attention to public comments, and the wrong line can turn a simple disagreement into full-on legal trouble for the speaker. So step back, document everything, and move like a chess player, not a preacher on a soapbox. Bottom line, acting spiritual or dramatic on camera ain't the flex here. Strategic legal pressure is. Screen record, collect proof, serve papers, then let the system sort it out. If he was in Gumby's shoes, he'd move fast to clean that up and say, that was not a real threat. Get it on record and back it up. Screen record, save the clips, and make it official before folks spin it into something worse. This move right here can decide whether the story gets buried in noise or turned into civil paperwork. Tell the people he doesn't want a lawsuit, show evidence, send messages, and offer to settle civil, not criminal. Sharpen up like an old pro, because this ain't the type of thing to play with on the internet. One careless line can flip the script and hand the other side leverage, so keep receipts and keep your cool. Clean that one up quick and keep the next clip calm and precise. Watch how other folks who said wild stuff corrected the record later. Learn from those mistakes and move like a chess player. Krisha Rock tried to fix hers too, and that clip shows how fast things can go sideways and then be corrected. Act quick and professional. And finally, to everyone watching, if you want the full breakdown and the next drop in this series, hit share and subscribe. See what's in our hood next and stay locked in for the receipts and reactions coming up fast.